If you do it wrong,
Mhm.
yeah. Okay.
Because I
Well,
can't
it is
imagine
wrong. I
if
don't
you're
even.
moving like you're just doing these one night
Yeah.
stands. There's no way for her to really figure that out because there's no trace of it. There's no phone calls, there's no text. Because most of the time she finds out because you didn't clear your messages, like, or your pattern changes because now you may be spending more time. You have less energy at home or with her. You're not able to balance it out a little bit, and so that's how women find out that you're cheating strictly off of just your behavior changes a little bit. It could be the smallest little thing. You'd be like,
Uh, just a question I kind of want to pose to the entire panel. Uh, is it that guys aren't really looking the way women kind of look for that kind of thing
I
as to
think,
why the men get caught?
I
Because
think,
do
oh,
we really hunt for it? Is what I'm asking.
I think that the women are just okay. So women say, so women look for those things, right? So when they see a difference in the pattern, they look for those things. So I think that what happens is when a woman does it, she says, "Well, how did I catch him? I'm gonna be smarter than that. I'll just clear my phone. I won't do the things that he's doing. It makes me recognize that he's cheating, so he'll never know that I'm cheating." And most men just don't even look that far into it. It's just like, she always had to go to the grocery store 10 o'clock. Oh, I believe her.
Yeah,
She
see that, but
came in with eggs.
but that's the point I make. Like, are we as do men typically go looking for that stuff? Is what I'm asking, I guess.
So let me give you a slight answer to your question. AP is a little bit different than Chance, right? Most women are taught to study their man. So even if it's not in the phone and you're the type of guy who's really smart and can clear that stuff, there are other behavioral things that change. So maybe you start hitting the gym when we've been together for 20 years and you've never gone to the gym one time. Maybe all of a sudden there's a new cologne and you've been wearing the same thing since high school. Maybe now you're in a habit of like buying yourself new underwear, whereas before I had to get it for you. Like, there's behavioral issues, no matter how smart you think you are, that shift. And because women are taught to study their man past the point of getting the relationship, they notice those differences. Whereas not all cases, but most men stop studying their woman once they've attained her.
It is so funny. Men sometimes will have a little pep in their step because sometimes the side chick can help the relationship. They come back happier, like what he's so happy for. All of a sudden he whistling in the house and shit. Like, where that whistle come from? What you so happy about? Like, it's just little things that men do when they cheat that women are like, oh, mm-mm. And it's the intuition. A woman's intuition, y'all will never understand. You'd be like, okay, got it. That's how it works.
I think you're right about that. I remember when I was a cheater, like I did. It was a little ditty bop, an extra, like walking in the house. Yeah, whatever. I was even more chill about the shit. But before, like back to the segment yesterday about if you know better, you do better. When I didn't know no better, I I viewed it like if cheating is a game, I'm gonna blow your ass out. So even if you end up getting caught cheating, I'm gonna be like, well, I won this game. Cause like hurt people do hurt shit, and somebody that ain't healed think about it that way. So I
And
had to work on it. That's how I viewed that shit.
that's true. Did anybody else want to give? And then we can go into the next part. Did anybody else want to give their opinion on that? Because all these things, because you can always go back to this, because all of these kind of line up with each other. Okay, so I'm going to show you the next video.
The secret we never wanted revealed as women is that as women, we have a switch, like a light switch with sex, and it is either off or it is on. And we all know we have this switch and that we have the capacity and the choice to turn it on and off when we want to. And as women, when we were single, we had the switch on for bad boys and we had the switch off for good men until we were ready to settle down and get married and start a family. And so good men can know if you struggled to get women when you were younger and before you were married, or if you're watching and you're single, this will shed some light for you too. If you didn't have a lot of women until you met your wife, it's because she had her switched off. And then when she was ready to settle down, she turned it on, and she used the on switch with sex to trap you to get what she wanted, which was to get married. And so when we're ready to get married, our biological clock is ticking. We get a good man and we enjoy sex. We want to have plenty of sex. And then we get what we want. We get married and the sex stops.
Hey guys, it's
She ain't lying.
She definitely lying.
I be hearing.
Married and sex stop.
Well, this is the thing. So look. So let me first of all let me clarify. I think that Marcus, you are in the position to have had women through the play phase. You understand what I'm saying? I'm talking about the man who did not get sex in the beginning, and she clearly said he was a good guy. She came for him after her phase, right? So this would not be like a situation that you would even know, because it's like, I don't have that problem. You know what I'm saying? And so the reason why I say this, I've heard, and this is not 100%. We know, like, even Mistaken, she loves her husband. She can, she's so attracted to her husband. But how many times do we hear over and over again, especially in these airways, that, you end up getting friend zoned once you are married to somebody? That's one of the first things that goes, right? We've heard that over and over again. I think we've even spoken about it in the past. There are some people in sexless marriages.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to touch on. As far as, I think she's correct to a degree, because like oftentimes a lot of women don't marry what they really want. They marry what they can get. And some of the guys that they actually get, they're good guys, but they might not be the person that they're super sexually attracted to in the natural sense. Yeah. Like it might be an intellectual sense, or it might be they take care of your needs and do this, that, and the third. But overall, like you said, Shan, like there's a whole bunch of people that have sexless marriages. Even Chris Rock had a joke when he was doing one of his stand-ups. I think it was Never Scared. It was like, the longer you are married, the more likely you're not going to have sex. You knew you had rice and beans on Wednesday, but you can't remember the last time you had sex. Because oftentimes, like what happens is that the reason why guys seem to have a pep in their step when they're cheating is because it's new, it's exciting, it's different. It's not the same thing that you had previously. When you've been married with somebody for so long, most people run into the habit of this is the same thing, so they don't change anything, and so it becomes mundane, becomes boring. And now I'm looking for excitement, which is why a lot of people decide to make an exit in some form of fashion out of the relationship.